Now this is interesting. It's March 20th, 2022. Watching NTD, that Larry Elder show. I was going a little further. The source is MSNBC that he's reciting. I mean, again, when there are local or hyper local, like celebrity people that go off of some kind of reputation and they're causing cancerous results. I mean, now I'm just speaking to the me and you, MEUCO, elsewhere as his U.S. garden, whatever, just below Canada. In this, we have the House of the most important in the US project. We have the father of the White House. So to protect, we have the Mount Rushmore, we got the what's in your wallet thing. What I don't understand is why there's so much not us and more growing in concerning numbers. It shows me that I'm not the only one who doesn't know people's faces or names. There's some guy they call Reverend. I don't know what that word means. I don't know if he's like an irreverent problem, a known source of problems throughout decades and in a particular area. I don't know where it comes from. He's not that famous up here in New York. I mean, I've heard his name, but got me. No, I mean, Lynn and Lou know more than I do. I wasn't around for when he proclaimed his popularity. I don't know why he's still standing. Seems to be a direct threat to the president's livelihood and security and future. I thought that that's what national security and like the FBI and the CIA do. They take down national threats to security. Why the heck are there so many like famous? Why do we need a whole Black History Month? I'm just curious. Inside the area of like safe gardening. So now, here's her. I'm not the only one.
Joining me now to talk about this and the nation's real problem of joblessness, the Reverend Al Sharpton. What's your reaction to hearing someone say, when it comes to income inequality?
She called him Reverend Al Sharpton. I wouldn't have picked up on the mistake if he didn't say anything.
Quality, all's well. The rising tide floats all boats.
Oh, I'm Reverend Jesse Jackson.
Right. I'm so sorry.
Now that goes back to that Jackson name. You got Jackson 5, you got this guy, you've got this new wannabe Supreme Court rep named Jackson. Again, you cut these cancers out before they actually make it into an office. They disappear because they're not relevant, they're not trendy, they're not safe for the president, they're not safe for the children, they're not safe for the business, the economy, they're not safe for travel, they're not safe for anything really. And then it goes back into, I was thinking this afternoon, actually I was thinking this evening as I was walking on the boulevard, which is like our version of Main Street, which is not really anything like whatever. During my white flag confusing, I don't know what to do during this year, just so you have a printed Boys Town So I'm walking and I'm thinking to myself, I'm like, all right, logistically, let's do this. I found a MEUCO rep somewhere else. I know I've got a Zodiac boat, his split sundial. I found Wally yesterday, he got somewhere important, so one of us made it somewhere. I saw Don Saladino once on TV, I know he's relevant. We come from a whaling town. I'm like, alright, so I got 2 on TV that I'm aware of. if none of the rest of us made it anywhere special. I'm like, all right, so for the state of affairs in New York, since we all were held captive together in some fashion, or at least it looked that way, or that was the story around town. And then, of course, I babysat for the Rusts. So, again, there was a lot of, you knew where I was as a teenager. I was safe at John's house babysitting his kids while they were at the country club. But anyway, so, I'm thinking to myself, I'm like, all right, so now if we're in the state of New York and we're supposed to be working on this civics project to help the state, to help ourselves, to help our community, to give back, to participate, why was I stuck in a building with all of the white children and seeds left in the vicinity, which I was not complaining about? At least I was safe and they weren't hitting me with needles full of unknown substance. And we were safe. But why weren't the people in the schools setting up like local area field trips for facility management, to go see plants, to see agriculture, like the things that are important to the state? Why did we not learn anything about New York State or the city of New York or our surrounding Long Island? Like, there was no Long Island history. There was no New York State history. There was no surrounding states being Connecticut, Pennsylvania, and Jersey. There was none of that. We didn't learn about geography, foreign or domestic, at all. I think that we, in third grade, Miss Arbenz had like one class on a couple of flags. I remember Norway. That's about the only one. I think, oh no, she said I had to know, if I forget every other flag, I have to know Norway and Sweden. I don't know why. So now, well, but we were left out of, like, I would think in order to participate, like, if you're a resident of a state, you're part of the Mount Rushmore children, and your job is to make sure that the health, safety, welfare, public health, and public security for the rest of your life in the state that you were brought into, since nobody was recruiting us directly from elementary, or speaking of it at that time. Why were we not touring the state like governors in grooming position to learn about where the business, the commerce, and the so on and so forth was? Who was that knowledge given to? Like, Albany, just curious, like, if this is the I love you in sign language, Albany, Governor Kathy Hochul, like, up in New York, who was doing that during elementary school years? I'm just curious. Why were we totally left out and, like, in the dark? What were we being groomed for? Why did nobody show up and take us to where we belong? Legitimate questions. My children are here. Linda never learned. They didn't take her out of Elmont. That's a hellhole. Got worse now, whatever. But they weren't bussing them around and showing them where there were plants and facilities and where jobs come from and labor union talk and all this stuff. There was none of that. Grooming the children for the next generation, that would have been the smart way to go. I'm a little confused where all that opportunity was spent in tactical advantage, timing, and know-how. We weren't given seats or rooms at sports arenas. We weren't given seats or room and board at the educational facility. We weren't given seats and room and board at some union hall. I'm just curious, as a white kid lost in New York City, but now who has 4 men that she's grooming, or trying to anyway. There's so much not us inside the states that were supposed to groom us and keep us safe and run the project of the United States of North America or America, along with whatever. But again, never even got off out of the gate. It doesn't look like it. It gets confusing where help comes from and how to raise children under these conditions. There's so many people in New York, I don't see any of them relevant or important. There's no superstars or rising stars. Where are the top picks in New York State for 1978's whatever? I know the Central Intelligence movie from 2016. It has a trophy case, and it looks like either Brendan Burns or Corey from either first grade in PS31Q, or Corey from St. John's Nobody Gives a Shit with some Haitian connection. It looks like all you in the champion case, and then a busted version of me doing synchronized swimming, just one. I'm a little confused where the opportunity and education to pay forward was. Talk about holding people accountable and responsible. Where is the equity I'm due and I'm deserving of for all the stolen opportunity while they're playing games and they're keeping themselves fit, trim, and in good working order? Just curious. I don't see future being planned in an appropriate, safe manner for the president's health. The one that sits in the White House with Mount Rushmore and what's in your wallet profile matching the one we've got at the moment. Since he's got some kind of sidecar problem. And now he's got Supreme Court nominations of I have no idea why. Seems like a growing existential threat inside the domestic United States of America that's not even being spoken of. Why is it not being cut out like cancer? Just curious. Same time, by the way. Here's the contribution from the streets. Here's all my nightly news tonight. Ready? New video. Eyewitness News.
And wild new video from Lower Manhattan. The NYPD asking for help to find the driver of this red
This is NYPD searching for driver who ran over a man in Lower Manhattan. Here's Crime Stoppers. While he's doing donuts in the street.
Infinity. Investigators say it was early yesterday morning when a 23-year-old man fell into the roadway near Vandam and Greenwich Streets. The driver hit him and then fled. The victim suffered a fractured skull, brain injury, and severe trauma to the body. He is in critical...
That's Manhattan. The big city? Right, got it. That's... Again... It's not indigenous to North America. Not sure why so much of not us is congregating in the us. They seem to be making residence here.
Condition in the hospital. The car...
Oh, here's Championship. Okay, let's make sure we get all the stories in a row. Championship run, March Madness.
The men's basketball team makes an incredible run to the Sweet 16.
In a shocking and disturbing attack in Harlem, a woman repeatedly punched and kicked by a man who tried to rape her.
But first, we are following breaking news in Brooklyn. A 28-year-old man shot in the head inside a deli. He has been taken to the hospital in critical condition. This happened around 4 o'clock on...
Shot in the head. That's Brooklyn, New York.
Pitkin Avenue. No word yet on arrest or suspects in this shooting.
And about an hour before that, just a half-mile away, another shooting on Pitkin Avenue. A man shot in the Sea Line subway station at Pitkin and Shepherd in East New York.
A second man shot. Wow, it really, I don't see the safety in public safety, with the ratios being where they are of not us joining somehow uninvited the us inside the me and you I need elsewhere. Just so you know, back at home in the us garden, there's a lot of not us joining us that's causing a whole lot of crime uptick. It's been happening for a while. I don't know if words of wisdom and truth actually make it anywhere past the whatever. It seems like this has been an ongoing problem. I'm not quite sure why they keep increasing housing. I heard on another idiom that they're thinking of that they're short 4 million homes. I'm like, who's short? Where? What bag of tricks is now looking for more housing to try to get some rich project manager to invest and build something so they can have a one-time something to do seasonal project, and then it plagues the rest of us for years? I really hope somebody has the stones to level the playing field and just start over. I really don't see the benefit in tenement.
Police tell us the shooter and the victim know each other. The man's condition is unknown, but police say he is expected to survive. Police have not said if the shootings are related.
Neighborhood on edge tonight. Police are looking for the suspect behind a horrific attack in Harlem. A woman repeatedly punched and kicked by a man who then tried to rape her.
It happened Friday night. The victim was walking on
This is like the actual news. I know everybody's excited about the championship inside here. People are going to college. Something about a Sweet 16. Nobody has any clue what level of crazy your people speak. Serbiak, I'm sorry. Just don't. Not from couch potato perspective. That's your bag of crazy. But on my side of things, where never even got to where I needed to be, not ever, it seems like a whole lot of trouble has entered New York City. I'm now in a fallout shelter. It's like one step from like homeless. It's not looking good. I don't know what's going on in New York. Star 1978, star 8378, Nicole Cattaruzza. It's Earth, Solar System, Milky Way, Universe, Galaxy is broken. It's Bayside Station, Bayside, New York, 11361.